Good evening and welcome to Plonk of the Week. It is Saturday night, of course, and as you will be aware, every Saturday night now at 7 p.m, this is when the show starts. And so we've invited Chris Walkey back with his son Oliver to do a bit of pouring, to do a bit of tasting, to do a little bit of exploration of the wine business. And today we're doing something slightly different. We're not doing any fizz today. We're doing some red wine, and we're also going to do it in the company of our special guest, Anna McGovern, who's decided to pop in. She heard we were having a few drinks, and you know it's quite early in the morning when we're filming this. As you can see behind me, people will be pointing out, it's not 7 o'clock. No, it isn't. Although it is 7 o'clock on one of the clocks, so you know, technically speaking, we could be right. Chris, very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Nice
good morning.
to see you.
Good evening.
And good evening and good morning. You know, well, the great thing is there'll be people watching this all over the world. You see,
Exactly.
We've got people in Cambodia that watch the shows.
Yeah.
We've got people in Vietnam.
It's 5
we've got
p.m. somewhere.
people in Japan, people in America.
That's my motto.
You know, it's absolutely, sun is definitely over the yardarm somewhere.
Definitely.
So you've chosen some red wines this week. Tell us why.
Well, I think a lot of the audience are making comments saying they'd like to see more red and still reds, but we're sticking some bubbles in there, so we won't get away without tasting bubbles. Okay. So we're tasting some reds today, and should we give it a go?
Let's have a quick run through what we've got first of all.
No problem,
you know,
sir.
because
no problem.
I can never hear enough of what we're actually going to do before we do it.
So we've got two under £10 wines. This is from Aldi. So we've got a still Shiraz from Australia. Okay. Then we've got a sparkling Shiraz from Australia. Oh wow! And they're both under £10.
Is that an alligator on the front there, or a crocodile?
What is that?
Crocodile.
It looks like crocodile and alligator. I don't know how one tells the difference, but hey.
There is a way of telling. I think crocodiles.
Is that a heron and a
like a heron and a crane. Yeah,
crane
very similar. You don't send us any crocodiles, by the way.
Crocodiles.
But you know, I think crocodiles are native to Australia, and I think alligators are not. I think that's the difference.
But
as
they
well.
both go snap.
But they both go snap. Absolutely right. I remember watching a show once about a woman who was eaten by a crocodile in Australia.
Well, she came on the show after, did she?
No, but her friend wasn't eaten. Her friend wasn't eaten,
No.
And she was the one telling the story. And the reason that she got eaten was they went swimming, right, in the middle of the outback somewhere, right? And they said, oh, where were you? And she said, oh, it was a place called Crocodile Creek. Oh. And you're like, why are you swimming in a place called Crocodile Creek? There are crocodiles in there. And they have these saltwater crocodiles as well, which are really huge and really prehistoric looking. Anyway. Just by the by.
Well, that was the first one anyway. So it's a crocodile and alligator on there, and they're from Aldi's at under £10. Okay. We're going across to Italy. We've got an Italian red as well.
Oh, I like an Italian red.
Oh, good. And then we're going to go to Isle of Wight. So we're going to go back to the winery that gave us the blue wine,
and
we're going to do a red sparkle with them. Then we're going to go to France, and we've got a wine called Idiot. I don't know what that's in reference to. And then we're going to finish off with a blueberry wine from Lithuania.
Wow.
So that's what we're going to do.
Interesting. And is that an alcoholic wine, the blueberry wine?
Indeed it is, yeah. We'll check on the alcohol level.
Yeah.
But I'm
Do
sure
you know what?
13.5.
You can make wine from all sorts of things, can't you? I think I had nettle wine once.
Well, garlic wine. There's garlic wine.
Is there?
So, there's garlic wine. I remember Oz Clarke tasting it, I think, with James May on their show, and they wanted to spit it out straight away. Rightly so.
You've spilled something for the first time there, Oliver.
Oh, no.
Crikey. That's unusual. Normally his hand is very steady. You know, luckily I've got some tissues here.
So we've got the Shiraz here of Australia. It's £4.29 a bottle.
That's very cheap.
Really cheap.
So
is that a special, or is that what it's like all the time?
No, I don't think we've got none of the cars ourselves. So I think this was just a normal price. I didn't see any discount.
£4.29. Cheers.
£11. £11.
Wow.
So we're not going to expect anything amazing, but it's a deal.
Did you say £11? I thought you said £4.
No, sorry, it's 11%.
Oh, 11%.
I haven't started drinking yet.
You haven't even had a drink yet?
No, £4.29 it was, Mike. So Shiraz.
That is remarkable, isn't it, for £4.29? It's not quite nice.
I can't believe it's only £4.25. $5?
£4.29.
$9. That's not bad.
That's very good.
That's why I picked it up. And I thought, you can't knock that price, really, in today's kind of... It's costing you more for a chocolate bar.
It's very smooth, actually. It's not bad. I mean, when Kelvin Mackenzie came in a bit earlier, he came in with a load of pastries, which cost him about 18 quid.
This is it, isn't it? Yeah, or coffee, probably the same.
Yeah, so you could literally have nearly 4 bottles of wine for the same money.
Crazy.
You know, I got a coffee today and it was £4.50, I think. And cheaper than this bottle of wine. That's nuts.
Yeah,
that
amazing.
Is incredible.
Do you have a favourite wine of your if you're out?
The cheapest, no.
Whatever, it's a cheap date. She's a cheap date, ladies and gentlemen. That's good. It's always good to know. Yeah.
Sauvignon Blanc. But I always mix it with lemonade. I really like that.
Oh my goodness.
Is
my goodness.
You're not from Essex, are you?
I am.
No, you are.
I am. Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. A spit of bubbles today.
That's the old-fashioned 1970s spritzer, isn't it?
Spritzer, but they also add Coca-Cola sometimes to red wine. I think that's kind of a Chinese tradition. Yeah, it's very popular. Or Dr. Pepper.
I can't stand Coca-Cola. The only thing I can drink it with is Jack Daniels. That's the only thing I could stomach it with. You know, I just don't like the taste of it.
No, well, we prefer the taste of wine, don't we?
This is really nice.
Not bad, and as I say, £4.29 ticks a massive box for me. So southeastern part of Australia.
Yes.
Coolibra Shiraz. So Shiraz grape.
Southeastern part of Australia. That's kind of Sydney-ish, isn't it? New South Wales.
Could be ish.
Yeah.
Ish. Big old place.
You know, I lived in Australia for almost a year, and what I found, and in Australia they have wine shops, which I found quite interesting compared.
It's got the
protection on
it.
Like this is
It's slightly menacing looking today.
But
actually.
it's
looks
red, sparkling.
Yeah, it looks like sort of something out of American Psycho.
And he's only got one shirt, so he doesn't want to get
Yeah. No, fair
yes,
enough.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, but what I was going to say is they have shops just dedicated to wine only, which I haven't seen as much in the UK. Like where when I was in Sydney, it was everywhere.
You
so
get
like
the odd. I mean,
dedicated
there's a
wine
couple
shops.
of old-fashioned wine merchants in the city, aren't there? If you like,
We used to have the Threshers or Unwins, and Victoria wines were massive.
No, but they also sold all sorts of other alcohol. Whereas I think you're just talking about wine shops, right? Like for example, there's one at the bottom of St James's. There's an old-fashioned
you get some old ones.
wine merchants, which has been there, I think,
merchants.
since the 17th century. Which I've walked past quite a few. I've never been in it, but I think it was in. I think they filmed. I think I'm right in saying that movie, The Kingsman, in there.
All right.
You know,
That's got a bit of tradition. You got Amethyst. Usually got some decent wine shops. You got the Hedonism, which is I think in central London.
Hedonism's just off Mount Street. Yeah, I know it.
Just off the square there.
Yeah, nice shop that.
So we're going to go again for Shiraz, and again it's Aldi. It's $7.49, but this time there's bubbles.
Yes.
Same winery.
Now I've said before, I'm not a massive fan of red bubbles. I have to say.
I know.
We'll
I
see
know
whether,
you said
I'll see
that,
whether I can
so
have my mind changed.
We've not brought the perfect ones for you, but yeah, let's just see if we can change your opinion.
See, it's a bit sweet for me, that. You know? Do you not think?
I'm not really.
I mean, you put lemonade in wine, so I mean, you shouldn't think that's too sweet.
13%. 13% on this one.
I like the sweetness
Dry
of it. To
style.
be fair, I do like sweet drinks generally. But.
Or maybe you should take this one home then, because I don't want to. Sorry, nothing personal.
It's getting better and better and better. Isn't it?
Oh, wow, it's my
Or you can just
favourite
drink it on the train. You know.
Yeah. To hell with it. Drink it on the train.
I mean, I'm not saying it's horrible. It's just it's not my palate is more about dryness than sweetness. I think.
It says on there dry, so it's a little bit. It is on the sweeter side, but I think what you got to look at is these wines are pretty decent for under £10. You could spend £20, £30 and get equivalent flavours.
Also, do you know, it's a bit of a different thing, isn't it? If you're having a party or something and you got some red sparkling, you know.
Most people would never have tasted
People would go, I've never had that.
No.
And where's it from?
Australia again, same location, southern eastern part of Australia, same winery. Basically, to compare the still against the.
And would you
sparkling.
chill it normally? Because it's quite cold.
Personally, I like to have it very chilled, so it go in the freezer for an hour or two.
Okay.
So it's freezing when it comes out.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Remember
way
not to leave it in there though.
No, you got to be careful. It could explode, but usually.
I did that once with. I had a half bottle of champagne, and I put it in the freezer. And I went on holiday.
Oh, crikey! No.
Yeah, and forgot that I put it in there. When I came back, and it was pink as well. I think it was a half a bottle of Bollinger or something. It was quite nice. And it had completely exploded, so there was glass everywhere. And pink ice, which was sort of vaguely sparkling. It was quite cool looking.
Yeah, you couldn't taste it. You had fragments of glass.
No, I just had to chuck it all away.
Unfortunately.
So yeah, be very careful if you put things in the freezer and you haven't got much of a brain.
That's your sparkles on that. Oliver's going to come round and give this one a go.
I like the fact you're just necking it because you know we tend to sort of try and not get too carried away. But you feel free. No, listen, you do what you like. It's fine.
Well, when we hit one we really like, we do drink it.
Yes.
Let's be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think the first time we did it, we was quite new and we wanted to taste
went
a bit.
through it all, and then there was the time Donald was here, of course.
Oh, that was crazy.
Where we just drank everything. And then he brought some Buckfast from Scotland, which I don't know if you ever had. It's
Party
like
poppers,
fortified wine.
Buckfast, we got the whole lot.
It's what the tramps drink on the benches. I mean, it's like drinking meths. It's great.
What is it?
What's your least favourite drink then? If somebody was to buy you something that you couldn't actually stomach.
Oh gosh, tequila.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, tequila.
It's too much. Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah. Don't ever. Well, I mean, if I'm never going anywhere on Friday, we could do a tequila day, couldn't we?
We could do. I've got a really good one at home. So something amazing, and there's cocktail tequila sunrise is amazing.
Oh, I do like a tequila sunrise. Then again, I've just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have too many though, can you?
I've actually recently got into Guinness. I really like Guinness.
Guinness and a bit of shot of blackcurrant or cassis. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Italian one, is it?
Thanks, Oliver. It is indeed, sir. It is the Italian Poggio Trevalli, La Sile, so central western Italy, so between Florence and Rome type of thing, in between the two. It's £25 a bottle, so £25. We are jumping up a notch here.
Very nice.
But I like this one, hence we brought it in. 2021 vintage.
Yeah, very nice. Quite dry. What's the grape?
Sangiovese.
Sangiovese. Yeah. Very nice.
And there's a touch of Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah, it's nice.
No, that one?
Yeah.
You got favourites so far?
This one.
This one. Yeah.
It even tastes
You
good.
can taste the quality, can't you?
Because to be fair, I never thought I liked red wine before, but now I'm trying these. My opinion's changing.
Okay.
Good. This is what it's
There you
about,
go.
isn't it?
It's all about
Yeah, got another
educating the
fan.
palate. Yes, absolutely right.
And there's no right. That's the beauty of wine. There's no right or wrong. You like what you like, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the beauty of wine.
Nice.
So yeah, this is the Italian, which is £25 a bottle, direct from the winery themselves. They should soon be in the UK.
Okay.
So you'll be able to buy that. Any viewers.
And what's the name of it?
It is their winery is Poggio Trevalli.
Sounds good.
We have to have Pooch really for the proper pronunciation.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't we?
But he's left, unfortunately, today. He's not here. Well, I say unfortunately, but I mean, Charlotte's doing a super job.
Excellent, yeah.
Oh.
Are you going to have any, Charlotte? Oh, there you go. She's already ahead of me. There you go.
And then we're going to get the cameras suddenly slurring a little bit or something.
Yeah, you might want to edit Plank of the Week before you get too stuck into it, just in case.
So, do you have a question?
Yeah. Question
Oh, yes.
of the week.
Yeah.
Question of the week, go on.
This is something I think everybody can answer. Is what would be your desert island song, movie, and why?
Ooh. What, you have to give all three?
Yeah.
That is a
Let's
difficult
go to that's it.
Well, do you know, lately, I've been looking at, for some reason, I've sort of got myself into a Beatles loop.
Have you?
Because I sort of started following a particular Twitter account because they were isolating some of the Beatles songs in terms of how they were recorded, like just with the vocal or just with the guitar, and really quite interesting. And I watched last night actually. You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, which is a fantastic Beatles song, which I can't play because if I did, they'd demonetise us on
You could sing it.
Well, I could sing it.
You could sing it.
I could. Maybe I'll have some more wine first. So probably a Beatles song. Or maybe, is it an album or a song?
Song.
A song. So I'd do that one. I mean, but it would change every day probably if you ask me.
It is depend on you.
Movie probably The Deer Hunter, which is a great film, which I love. Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher
Me.
Walken. There you go.
Nearly.
Yeah.
Nearly.
I tell you what, Lewis McLeod, who's coming to the live show. We can actually announce it here. Actually, we're doing a live show. I don't know if you can stick the picture up, Charlotte. We're doing a live show on May the 6th, which you can get tickets for now on sale at Ticketmaster. And Lewis McLeod does a fantastic. He's an impressionist. Does a fantastic impression of Christopher Walken.
Okay, well that'd be.
So you've got to get him to do it because it's really funny. I mean, Pulp Fiction, of course, is the other great film that Christopher Walken's in.
Could never get into that one as
Really?
much. Yeah, I didn't quite get that.
And what was the third thing?
Wine.
Your glass of wine, probably, for the desert island.
Glass of wine. It'd probably be an Italian red, actually. Probably be a Barolo.
Yeah, I know it's difficult to come away from that. Isn't
It is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, funnily enough,
difficult.
I prefer a Barolo to the Amarones,
Amarones,
which are a bit too heavy, I think. Yeah.
And more alcohol content, so you'd be knocked out quicker. What about yourself?
So,
I'm so bad at these on the spot questions, but as you were answering yours, all I could keep thinking about was Love Actually, which is that is so typical.
Such a girly
That is
film.
such a typical girly film.
Yeah.
I don't actually watch that many movies, but yeah, I love that around Christmas time. That is that is
Everybody
always
does.
my
I hate
go-to
it.
movie.
I hate it, but everyone in my family wants to watch Love Actually at some point over Christmas. I'm just like,
watched it.
I'm not doing that.
Or Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter.
That's fair
Harry
enough.
Potter's good.
We'll let you off.
Don't mind
on that
Harry
one,
Potter.
Yeah.
What about a wine?
Ooh. I think my Sauvignon Blanc and lemonade.
All right, good. Fair. We'll let you have that.
I'm being educated in my wine taste now. Oh gosh, because my taste is so eclectic as well. I do like the Beatles.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that because you said that. And my taste is very
Lucy
eclectic.
in the
in
Sky
terms
with
of music.
Diamonds, maybe.
That's not one of my favourite Beatles songs, actually.
Hey Jude. Oh, let's do
Hey Jude,
Hey Jude.
yeah.
I
Let
like
It
Hey
Be. I mean, the
Jude.
whole Let It Be album,
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
Revolver, almost everything. But not Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, fun enough. I don't know why.
No.
What about you then?
I would song. I'd probably go with November Rain by Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
Film, I would definitely would do Plane Trains All to the Bills with John Candy.
Okay.
Steve
Yes,
Martin.
that's funny.
And a wine, I would probably go with like a 1996 Dom Perignon.
Ah, you see, you're the expert there.
Yeah,
What's
brilliant
special about 1996
I think
then?
the 90s were great vintages, 1990, 95, 96,
Yeah.
97, 98, 99. And the age of that wine in the bottle has really brought out some wonderful flavours. So when you drink it now, what's that, 30 years now?
Yeah.
It's 30
I
years.
know, scary.
It's really evolved, so it's incredible. Better than the current releases, which are only 8, 9 years old usually.
Okay. And is Dom Perignon, for you, the best champagne?
I wouldn't say it's the best champagne. I think from all the grand mark, the big names like Cristal and Krug, for me, I prefer it. But aged Dom Perignon, but there's a lot of disputes on that.
Yeah.
People will say Krug. How can you say this Krug's the best?
Because Bollinger comes up in James Bond, doesn't it?
yeah,
He always asks for a Bollinger 65 or something.
He did. I think he asked. I think Tatchinger's been on there in the early days, and then you had Bollinger. You have had Dom Perignon in there. I don't know if it's Piper as well. I think there's a few of them. Oliver done the interview with the actual original winemakers and the owners of the champagne houses
for
the James Bond movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's a few that's been in there, but we all know Bollinger, don't we?
Yeah.
And then Martini.
I do like Bollinger. I think for me it's the most. I prefer it if I'm ever drinking. If I'm expensive champagne.
You've got the basic Bollingers, should we say, that you Cuvée Special, and then you've got the vintage Grand Année, which are very, very good.
I don't think I've ever had that.
And then we could try that on here. And then you've got the RD, which is like a really high quality. So with all of these wines, so don't forget Moet Chandon is the Dom Perignon is the prestige cuvée of Moet Chandon.
Yes.
So
right. When I was in America, I used to drink.
You got to drink.
Not Cristal. What's the mark that makes that?
Louis Roeder.
Louis Roeder, yeah. The Louis Roeder, a basic champagne, which I used to get it in New York.
Quite
and
good.
I loved that. And it wasn't ridiculously expensive. It was like $35 or something like that.
Name.
Yeah, for a big name.
Big name brand.
And just the ordinary, not the Cristal, but just the ordinary.
They brew
really
the
good.
standard. Yeah,
Really good.
Yeah. But I think the beauty of it, then what you've got with champagne is you've got the big houses that spend a lot of money on marketing, so you may be paying a touch of a premium on that.
Right.
But then you've got the smaller producers that nobody's ever heard, like Jean-Pierre and Fils. Who are they? I don't know. But
Well, that one you brought in the other week, the rosé.
the Roger Brun. That's incredible. Yeah,
which was really good.
Yeah.
This is another sparkling one, is it?
This is the Adgestone. So yes, we're going to the Isle of Wight, aren't we, with this one? Oh. So it's a
Oh, actually,
sparkling
that's
red.
all right, isn't it? Because it's
You
quite
like that?
dry. Yeah, I don't mind that.
It's going to be £35 direct from the winery, so one would need
That's
to go
really
on their
nice.
website.
I
You
think
like
that's
that?
my favourite.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
These guys make a blue sparkling wine, which we drank,
Well, they do
month
red,
ago?
white and blue, but we had the blue one, a luminous kind of blue, exactly the same
almost
colour
the
as
same
your
colour
sign.
as the sign.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's quite expensive. I mean, what's 30 odd quid?
But
really
these
good.
guys come over to London to get their trophies. They won golds and trophies for the wine, so they're doing something, right? So definitely, we're leaving out the boss there. Sorry. Are you having some? This is for you? Yeah, good.
Very nice.
So let me try. I don't know if I've
Yeah,
actually
it's a lot
tasted
drier than the other one, than the Australian one.
Oh, I'm learning so much about red wine today.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right, isn't it?
That's better because that's clouded a little bit with the sugary kind
It's a bit too sugary,
Yeah.
yeah. This
For me-
this is all right. This is a nice dry flavour for me.
Yeah, it's quite nice. You can just sit here and indulge in this nice conversation.
If only there was some decent weather, you could sit out there. We can, in fact, we might have to do it one day. We'll have to film one out in there because we've got a little courtyard out there.
Or we could do it at a vineyard. I've spoken to somebody.
Oh yeah.
So doing it at the vineyard.
Oh, that would be
itself.
good.
That could be good, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Depending on how it works with you guys, Charlotte and
I think we
Pooch.
we could pretty much do these shows from anywhere, you know,
Yeah.
because
Well, we've taken all this-
the equipment is pretty
Mobile-ish.
mobile. You don't need to bring all of it, and it's pretty light. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like the old days when you just have these massive, great cameras
yeah.
that you had to have 5 people to carry, and they all had to be in a union, you know, and they had to have a break every 5 minutes for a cheese sandwich, you know.
Well, it's
You don't
funny
have to do
because
that
the guy that invested in Glass of Bubbly all those years ago, he was the royal videographer. So he used to film people like, you know, the Queen Mother,
Oh, yeah.
and, you know,
Andrew.
Yes, there we say,
this
and
is
Charles.
I think there will be a
Polo
few
and all that.
films of Andrew
Yeah.
coming out in the
But
next
he-
few
Definitely
weeks. as
did.
well.
He used to have those big
True.
cameras as well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, whereas today you've got them. We've got them in here, haven't we? The mobile
Well, exactly.
phones, you know,
Yeah.
and excellent.
Well, I remember
quality.
somebody said to me years ago, and it's before the iPhone became even more amazing, but, you know, when it first came out, there was more kind of knowledge or, you know, tech inside the first iPhone than there was in the computers that sent the Apollo missions up to space.
That's it, yeah.
In the
yeah.
60s, you know?
Or even the Voyagers that went out, you know, the 2 Voyagers.
Yeah.
They've got hardly anything in there,
Yeah,
hardly
right.
any power,
Ah.
and it's incredible.
It is.
And they're still sending signal back coming on 50 years later,
Mm.
aren't they? So,
Yeah, I've been inside Mission Control, you know.
have you? Ground control to...
To Major Tom, yeah, the actual, you know, in the room
Yeah.
where they all sit. It's actually quite small. It's actually not much bigger than this. In fact, it's about the same size as this studio. And I was quite surprised because when you see it on camera, it looks like this massive, great kind of, you know, complex, but it actually isn't. And do you know why I was there? And just to kind of tie it all up with
It wasn't
today's
Neil
news.
again, was it?
It wasn't Neil Armstrong, no. No, it was Fergie. Fergie had come on a trip to Texas.
What, the redhead Fergie? Alice
Yeah.
Ferguson? The
No,
redhead? Yeah,
Fergie,
yeah.
Mrs. Andrew was there,
Yeah.
and because at the time she was still married to Andrew, and she was on a kind of semi-royal visit to Houston, and she went to NASA, Mission Control, and I got a great story out of it because she had taken off from London, and as the plane was taking off, it got struck by lightning, and we got to find out about this because somebody on the plane told us, and it was one of those kind of, I think it was one of the Royal Protection Officers actually, and they said, but apparently it's fine, it happens all the time. And then so we put the question to the guy from the local British consulate to say, we understand the plane was struck by lightning, it's quite, you know, perilous, dangerous situation for the Duchess of York, you know, blah, blah, blah. He was like, no, it's fine, absolutely no problem at all. He said, planes get struck by lightning all the time. And the guy from NASA was walking behind him as he was saying this to us and basically poo-pooing the story. And this guy was like, he said, oh yeah, he said, we had a jet struck by lightning here just last week. It exploded in midair. And we were like, crikey. So that was page one the next day of all the papers. So that was good.
Well, you've done so many things in your career. I suppose you could be sitting here for hours, literally entertaining
I
us.
know. Well, this is the thing. This is
It's-
why we like to do this show, because it's not just
Things
about
come
tasting
out
wine.
that-
Things come out. I think of a story that I'd forgotten, that I haven't told for a while.
Problem is, you can't ask someone like you a question, who's the most famous person you've interviewed? Because you're going to have to say, well, give me half an hour. to think.
Yeah, you need a whole new
Literally.
show for that.
Have you ever interviewed someone like Trump or anybody in that connection?
I've spoken to Trump,
Have you?
but before, not since he's been president.
No,
but
but
when he
prior.
was, when I used to live in New York in the 80s, Trump was always at parties. You know, he was a figure of not really a figure of fun, but he was just a figure on the sort of social scene.
He was a face on the...
He was, if you'd go to the opening of something, or if you'd go to, a big PR party or something, he would always be there.
Yeah.
He'd always be hanging around because he loved publicity, you know.
He was good at it as well, didn't he?
He was really
could
good at it. And
handle
he
the
was,
cameras.
he built Trump Tower when I was living there, you know.
Yeah.
So he was kind of, very much in the
Old escalators and
Yeah.
a lovely
Yeah.
place in itself.
And I've been in the
Beautiful
White House when Charles and Diana
place.
were
In the
there.
White House,
You know,
it's
in the
incredible.
White House briefing room when she danced. You might not remember this, but she danced with John Travolta. Yes. And that was the trip I was on, and that was when Reagan was president. I talked to him as well.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the first sign that Diana was maybe not quite as interested in Charles as everybody thought she was, because she was rather keen on John Travolta, when she was dancing with him.
She was, she had a few things to say, didn't she? And some of those things have come to fruition. as
Yeah.
such. Yes. There's
She
lot
was
more
a
to
very
it.
interesting woman.
She seemed
A
I've
lot of
never
people
met
thought
her.
she was crazy, and I think there was a bit of that.
But my business partner filmed her a few times, and she was
Yeah.
always removed from all of these party scenes. She was always very quiet, but had time for people.
Yeah.
Didn't need to be on camera. Didn't need to tell people
No.
that she's being generous. You know, she was just
Well,
generally...
she used to go out to Centrepoint, didn't she? She was one of the first kind of royals to start doing, you know, proper charitable work without actually needing to be photographed doing it.
No, and all the stuff with AIDS that she'd done.
Homeless charities, and then the mines, landmines, and then the AIDS things.
The AIDS, she's done an awful lot, that lady.
Yeah.
I know. It was...
Yeah, and you can see, even back then, that the royal family was this very difficult sort of thing to be part of if you weren't born into it, which she wasn't. I mean, even though her family were very posh.
It's not something that I've talked about as recently, but I actually received the Diana Award for my charity work. Yeah, I did. I got to meet Prince William.
Oh, that's cool. Well done, you.
Absolutely. Especially for a young lady, that's a fantastic
What did you get that
thing.
for?
Well done.
For my charity work, so I used to be very involved with the NSPCC and Childline and other. It was essentially about young people and mental health and just like volunteering my time. So it was amazing.
Like
really
a certificate or something that you put on the wall?
Is it what, sorry?
Is it like a certificate you put on the wall?
I think I do have it somewhere, to be fair.
It should be up on your wall,
should put it up on the
or you put it on your
toilet.
profile and on your social media.
It's on my profile, to be fair,
Nice.
I mean, it was amazing. So 20 of us across the world were selected, so it was huge at the time. Thank you.
And what was Prince William like then?
Really honest, really nice. He had time for all of us. He spoke with us individually about our work. It was really nice because him and Prince Harry, well, I don't know about now, but they used to be very heavily involved together in terms of charity work, and especially in terms of young people.
Now they don't speak to each other.
Yeah, exactly. So which is a shame, but that's me.
Is that you? Oh,
yeah,
there
that's
you are.
me.
Oh, wow.
It was a few years ago. Yeah,
You look a lot smaller.
I think I was like 21.
You look a lot younger as well, actually.
Was that last year then?
I shouldn't say that, should
Last
I?
year.
That's a bit of a faux pas. I don't mean you look a lot younger, like you look old now, but you know what I mean.
I got it
so
right, he got
old
it wrong.
Yeah, it's true. Well, that's because you're Mr. Bubbles, you know. I mean, what can I say?
Yeah, that was that was such a cool experience.
Brilliant. Well done, you.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
How did you find that?
Yeah, and to be fair, it's my banner on X, so you can see that.
Not exactly Woodward and Bernstein, then, is it?
So we finished in the Isle of Wight, and we're popping over to La Belle France, and we're going for...
Oh, this is Idiot.
This is the L'Idiot.
L'Idiot.
Carcassonne. So Carcassonne is very southern part of France.
I think that's where we have a lady who comes on from time to time, Rebecca Butler, who's a lawyer, barrister, and I think she lives there in Carcassonne.
Oh.
Yeah, we had her on the other day. She's really good. Really, if you ever need a lawyer to talk about anything at all, or to consult about anything at all, she's
the one to ask.
She's very good. Yeah.
Now this bottle's a little bit older. We've had this for a little while. I brought it down because I just like the name. I wanted something funny for us to taste.
Absolutely.
You know, so this is Maison Ventenac. It's Carcassonne, as I say. It's 100% Merlot.
Ooh, that's
100%
nice.
Merlot. It's
That's
had
really
a bit
different.
of aging. And I looked at some of the marketing, and what inspired this comment was from a film called Sideways.
Okay.
And somebody said, I don't know if I can say this, but I'm not drinking any fucking Merlot.
Okay.
And so they produced this wine from the Languedoc region in honour of that quote.
Excellent. I don't know that film. Is that an English
film?
film?
No, actually, no. I'm not sure.
Sideways. Let's see.
Sideways, singular. And
Maybe
the cult
I'll,
line, I'm not drinking any effing Merlot.
Sideways, singular.
Yeah. It's £12.60 only, but you won't find this vintage.
2004 film.
Because this is a 2019 vintage, so I think we're up to more recent years. So £12.60 if you're going to buy the bottle.
It's an American comedy drama, Sideways.
Oh.
About a budding writer and a soon-to-be married actor. They take a road trip to the Santa Ynez Valley wine country.
Have you tried it, Oliver? The Idiot? Yeah? He's tried it
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
nice.
It's not too bad, is it? It's quite mellow. It's not too aggressive. I think the aging has added something to it, because I have tasted more recent vintages and it's a bit more aggressive.
Right.
I mean, this has just been an education for me, because beforehand I was convinced I didn't like red wine at
So
all.
we've changed
So you've
that.
actually changed that today. But no, it's nice.
Good. That's what
This
we
is
want to
lovely.
hear.
I think this is my favourite so
Good.
far.
The Idiot is the favourite.
Yeah.
So hey, but
I wonder if there's a French word for idiot.
L'Idiot, idiot.
Is it
I think
the
it's
same
idiot.
word?
I think it's idiot. Yeah. maybe without the t at the end.
Yeah. It's a bit like is it Moet or Moe, isn't it?
It is Moet.
It is Moet.
It is. Even though I think in like an Owner Falls and Horses, he said Moet and Chandon. People laugh.
And everyone
He's
thought
actually
it was
got
wrong.
it spot
He's
on.
got it right. Yeah.
They say there's no silent T because I think it's German. A lot of these Krug and Heidsieck and whatnot are some history from
German, not French.
Yeah.
Is it?
There we go.
See, I didn't
We've got
know that
Mr.
either.
Pooch there.
There you go.
Advising us.
Very nice. Yeah, I know. I like this. It's got more of a rich flavour than anything
It's
so
better
far.
quality. I mean, it's only £12.60 if
That's
you're
not
going to be
bad.
buying this for more recent vintage. So it's not as aggressive, say, as what we've had to say with the Italian here at 25, but it depends what you're looking to explore with wine.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
There's so much to explore,
Right.
different terroirs.
And are you one of those who thinks you can only have red wine with certain kinds of food, or do you not care about that?
I wrote a book on
Like you're
this. I
supposed
wrote
to-
a book on
Did
all
you?
this, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's on Amazon.
Okay.
But
What's it
bubbles
called?
with regards to... I think the world's best champagne and sparkling wines paired with food, something like that. I can't even remember. I co-wrote it with the lady.
It's a bit of a long
in-
title, that. to be
It
fair.
is. It's
Yeah.
a long title.
Steady.
Yeah, that I can't even remember
Yeah.
what my book's called.
Yeah.
So
It's got a huge-
catchy.
it's got a
I've
huge
that.
cover.
Yeah,
It's about this size.
you're not going to try this one. I do believe. Yeah, I think if you put
But you know, they
this,
say no red wine with fish and all that kind of thing.
It depends, but I think there is that kind of red wine. You'd have with red meats, but
Yeah.
you could put chicken and cook it with some red wine and get a lovely flavour
Yeah.
there. So it's down to
Well,
you.
coq au vin, you kind of use red wine
There
for,
we
don't
go.
you?
There we go. So, you put the red wine in, you marinate it the day before, and you've got a lovely dinner there. So it all depends. But I think if you had salad and a red wine, it may be a bit of a contrast, whereas a nice Prosecco would be better, or white wine.
Possibly, yeah. Unless it's like Summery and Beaujolais, something like that, which I
Oh,
put
a
in
nice,
the
a
fridge.
nice, fresh,
Or a Gamay or something.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
a Beaujolais, especially that time of the year when it's out.
Yeah.
And there's nothing better going to a bar and then having a bottle of Beaujolais chilled.
Yeah.
I can taste it now. That
It's
Gamay,
nice, isn't
great.
It makes you feel like summer.
There's something about it,
Yeah.
even though it's not in the summer when it comes out, but you've got.
Well,
that
I always say
feeling.
when you've got this horrible, dank, sort of dark weather, you can't remember what it's like to be in the sun.
No.
I can't remember what it's like. I think I can't imagine being too hot. I can't imagine like walking around just with a t-shirt on.
I know, because we're coming in, it's freezing cold, gloves on, scarves on, dark in the morning.
Yeah.
And in months' time, a few months' time, you'll be coming in.
It's starting to get. I mean, I've started to notice it's light now till about 5:30,
It
which
is
is
a
nice.
little bit. That's a little bit encouraging, to be honest with you. But we leave at about 5 or something in the morning,
Right.
so it's pitch black.
Yeah, me too.
So I think I read an article in the Daily Mail that it's, I don't know about now, but it's rained every single day
has.
since 2026.
There's a town in the paper today. There's a town in Cornwall, 50 days consecutive rain.
I don't know if
Wow.
that's a record at all. I mean, I know Wales usually gets a lot of rain. That side does. I think Exeter Airport said it's like 31 days of continuous rain. And there'll be different thought processes on why that's happening.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a whole new debate, a whole new discussion.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we're
It's
doing...
not climate change, by the way.
I know.
Before you get
Well,
started.
It's different because you look if you think about it with regards to climate change. I'll just say this one thing. So when I always say kind of natural climate change,
Yeah.
because some of the wines are grown on lands that have got loads of kind of crustaceans, loads of sea fossils on. Because the years before we was here and cars and aerosols were here, that land was sea. So
Yeah, what happened to the
does
hole in the ozone
change.
layer? It fixed itself, didn't it?
It did, didn't it?
It repaired itself.
Yeah, until
right?
it went on to the next thing. And the next thing.
But now they
It's-
don't talk about the hole in the
I
ozone
believe,
layer.
I think we pay respect to the planet, and sustainable practices are very good, and I respect
Yeah.
that factor. But when it comes to the government wanting to tax you more money to drive your 4x4 in London, as long as you've got the money you can pay and pollute, I think there's something wrong.
Yes.
That's my personal opinion.
Yes.
I'm
No,
no
I think you're
expert.
absolutely right.
I'm no expert. Anyway, so we've got La France, and then from there we're going to go to Lithuania, and this is supplied by the Champagne Root Bar.
Okay.
We're going to try the blueberry wine.
What's the Champagne Root Bar?
Oh, so the Champagne Root, that's in Gougian Square, so just the other side of St Catherine's Dock.
Okay.
He's got the biggest selection of traditional method sparkling wines.
Oh, yeah.
Him and his wife from Lithuania, who have been here for about 20 odd years, but they love wine.
I
We
like
have
St
one of our
Catherine's Dock. I haven't
tasting.
been down there for a while.
Well, you need to come along.
Yeah,
we
we'll
have
have to
dinner
go
there,
down there.
treat you to dinner there. And they have amazing wines.
It's going to be right near where the new Chinese embassy is going to be built.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Well, Starmer's offices.
Starmer's new offices,
New
yeah,
offices,
with the
yeah,
torture
head
chambers
office.
underneath, yeah.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
It's going to be on that side of Tower Bridge.
Oh, dear.
So it's going to be, I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I think, when you come over Tower Bridge and you turn right to get to St Catherine's Dock,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
be somewhere along that road, the highway, right?
Goodness.
which used to be where News International was, of course, in Wapping when they first moved to Wapping.
Yeah,
you know?
that's more what it is, edging towards
Yeah,
Wapping. That area.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So that's where they are, and he provided this bottle as a taste of Lithuania.
Okay.
So
I don't think I've ever had Lithuanian wine, but it looks like a nice bottle.
Blueberry. So literally a wine theoretically in our mind would be with grapes.
Yes.
But we do have raspberry wine, don't we? We've heard all of these strawberry wine, so it depends how you want to.
It's quite dark looking, isn't it?
It looks heavy. Are you finishing that one, or are you putting
I
it in the
think I
spittoon?
will. I think I'll finish it.
And we've got these ones. So I think it's been good so far. I've been quite pleased. We don't always do lots of still wines. We're mostly doing bubbles, as you know. But we need to listen to what your audience asks us, Mike.
Of course.
We need to deliver what they would.
And you're more than welcome to put any other suggestions forward as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Any questions as well?
Difference between the process, if you're making blueberry wine, presumably. I suppose they have skin, don't they, blueberries?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the same thing. So the maceration, so the bleeding of the skin, and however long you want to leave it. If you squeeze the blueberry, you're likely to get more or less a clear juice.
Oh, really? I thought you got blue juice.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm not an expert on blueberries, but like with a black grape or a white grape, if you squeeze both, you get a clear liquid.
Okay. And the only reason I say it, I used to occasionally buy blueberries.
You might be right.
Because I would put them with porridge sometimes, and I think they make a little bluey kind of, gravy. If you put them in the microwave. Well, what would you call it? Juice.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought gravy put with your steak. What's this about? Haute cuisine.
Well, there are things. I mean, I'm a great believer in experimentation with food, and there's a lot of things that you can do with fruit.
Yeah.
Which doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a sweet thing. It could be, You could probably have blueberries with steak if you wanted to.
You could
probably make a blueberry sauce.
Don't know
or something
about
like that.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Kind of thing.
I wouldn't think that.
Or a wine.
Or a wine. Well,
never heard of blueberry wine, actually.
No, I actually, to be honest with you, I had never heard of this, and I just said,
there's
"Can
an
I
Elton
take
John
this?"
song called Elderberry Wine.
Is there?
Yeah.
Elderberry wine.
Yeah, elderberry wine. I'm not going to sing that either. But,
No. Well, we need to do the Dolly Parton one with what's he, Chubby Brown.
Chubby Brown with the tips. Yeah. I've never heard that.
It goes like, they're so big and soft and round, and they don't make a sound, and they'll go down fine in history. Something like that. And
not that you've listened to it much.
No, I have. When I was younger, I liked this song. It's so funny. But then he's got all different people, like Saddam Hussein. He's got Fergie, and all a bit rude. I think it's Fergie's Minge.
Oh, really?
In there, I think it's. But
Steady.
you know what Chubby Brown's like. But it's funny, and he's just talking about her bazookas.
Yeah, right. Okay.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
Well,
it's
luckily, we're not PC on this show.
No.
You get banned otherwise.
As long as we haven't got PC in the room, we might get in trouble.
That's quite an interesting flavour. It doesn't taste alcoholic, It tastes like a kind of Ribena.
It's
Does it taste like
2018.
Ribena?
It's 2018. It's 13.5%. 2018 vintage blueberry wine. So, and I can't read that. You might be able to, but
Where are we reading?
the white bit.
White bit.
So yeah,
I can't see it.
Oh, that's right. It's not just me.
Smooth, complex, and full-bodied, rich with silky tannins. So soft and elegant acidity on the finish. It's a really it's a really cool text.
Excellent, because
They've put a lot of work into that.
I'd have to put it like from here, and I can see it better. Yeah, well, there we go. So this is from Lithuania.
Alternatively, here's what I do when you get to be my age. You take a picture of it and you enlarge it and look at it on your phone.
What's that a picture of? No. 9/11. That's got 9/11 on there, actually. That's a bit strange, isn't it?
That is a bit strange.
So it's emergency, so this is your emergency drink, or I don't know what that means. So I'll have to ask Paulius, who's the owner of the bar, to let me know. But there we go, everybody. We've done a different selection of red wines.
That was a really good selection.
Yeah.
Because everything was different.
Yeah,
Everything
you enjoyed that?
had a very different sort of flavour to it. And
Different countries, different areas, and different styles.
Completely changed my perception of red wine.
So are you sticking with your second sparkling one as your favourite?
What was I think this
Which
one.
You like the?
I think
you like
that's
the
my
English?
favourite.
That's the Isle of Wight,
so.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Isle of Wight sparkling.
I think that was my favourite one out of all of them.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah.
That was nice. I like that. I'm between the Italian one and this, and not this.
I know what you're saying. The idiot.
The idiot, the French idiot, and the Italian are my two.
I think because this has had a little bit more aging, I think it is better.
The idiot.
Yeah, but I think the quality of wine probably is this. If you gave that 5 years in a bottle, we're going to see something completely different.
Yeah, true.
But nonetheless,
I'm going to drink the rest of that later, though.
You'd be more than welcome.
I'm not giving it 5 years. I'm sorry. You know.
They're all here for you to taste.
Probably about 5 hours, actually.
5 hours.
And I'll be down in Sussex.
Well, you've done an amazing week. What, 15,000 viewers again? It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, we're hitting like 90,000 now for the shows, pretty much every day. And we're about to go through. I mean, it was only last week we hit 7 million views. We're about to hit 8 million.
Wow.
We're on 7.9 something. So we're doing about 1 million views a week, which is extraordinary.
And you get so many different viewpoints, opinions on the show, different comments.
I mean, people say to me we don't have enough lefties on, which is true. I don't like lefties, frankly. You know, I don't really.
But I'm sure they're welcome. Everybody's welcome.
There's a few of them who I would have on, like I used to have on talk, but at the moment they're just not they're not playing ball. But I can do without Labour MPs. I don't need members of the government, you know, because I've got nothing to say to them. And they just come on here and talk absolute bollocks.
If they had a good debate, then they would come on, I'm sure, if they had a good debate.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm more in favour now of people who are on the left who actually understand that this government is absolutely bloody awful.
I think that unites
Because if you
people.
pretend that they're not, and if you pretend that they're still doing a good job, you know, sorry, I'm not.
You've got a derangement syndrome.
I'm not giving you the time of day.
No.
You know.
I agree. I think everything evolves and changes, and your opinion needs to be able to do that as well.
You have to be able to see the truth at the end of the day, you know, which is why people assume that I'm right wing, but I'm not slavishly political to any one party.
You can change your opinion. I mean, saying that, you can change your opinion. You didn't particularly like red wine, now you do. So it's the same thing. It's no offence, it's you didn't particularly, but now you've been introduced to different things. You may say, actually, I don't mind it. I may still like white wine, but because I've done that tasting, I like a few reds. So that's what your show is all about, and that's why
I'll occasionally do. I mean, I did it
opinion.
last night. I was having some red wine, and it got to nearly the end of the bottle, and I had about that much left in the glass. And I thought, do you know what? I'm not going to finish that before I have a glass of white. I'm just going to put the white on top of it. So I made a kind of a...
Rosé.
What was that noise you just made?
Oh.
How awful.
What's that? That sounds...
So it was rosé, and then it was sort of weaker and weaker rosé as time went on, and so eventually it became a white wine. But
we end up doing something like that.
I love doing stuff like that.
Yeah, why not indeed? So it wasn't a Sauvignon or something that you put with it?
No.
You weren't getting influenced?
It was... actually, no, it was a French... was it a French? Yeah, I think it was it was an Italian white. So it wasn't a Pinot Grigio.
Not a Pinot Grigio, which
but
it would be.
It was an own brand from a supermarket.
Yeah.
Which I buy, and they're very cheap, £5.49, I think it is.
It's not bad, is
which
it?
Is
Really,
nice, and it's crisp,
it's not bad.
Italian, really nice.
Yeah.
You know.
If you think, I can't believe it is that price with all the import taxes,
I
the
know.
duties, bringing it over the bottles, the label, and the wine growing. Where's the profit? Unless that takes.
Although you've said before, and I think we've talked about this, that an awful lot of wine that comes into Britain comes in massive, great tanks.
It does,
and they bottle it here.
Yes,
right?
it does. Yeah. Bulk wine as such. Yeah. And it's still, some of it's very good.
Yeah.
So it ticks boxes
Definitely.
for many people. But anyway, sir. Thank you very much for letting me showcase these fabulous reds to you.
Thank
to you
you.
both.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one place, talking of wine shops, that I used to love going to, was Oddbins. Remember Oddbins?
Oddbin, yes.
They
we
went
do.
out of
Oddbins.
business, didn't they?
Yeah,
There used
they
to be
all
one.
did.
There used to be one on London Bridge, and there used to be one at Belsize Park where I lived. I used to go to, and they used to do a really good Californian red. And I don't know if you remember this, but it had a label which had the cartoonist Gerald Scarfe drawing on it.
I can't remember that one.
No?
No.
And it was from Northern California, I think, or Southern California. I can't remember. I guess the wine region like Santa Barbara around there.
Yeah.
But it was really good, and not terribly overpriced. And it was famous because the label was really modern looking. It was because Gerald Scarfe is the guy who did
loud. Yeah.
the Pink Floyd The Wall album.
Oh
and all
right.
that,
Okay.
all that
So
stuff.
that one with the black and white.
He's
kind
very,
of,
he's very, people with huge noses and kind of very, augmented features and things like that. And it was just a really nice wine and a really attractive bottle.
But I don't know why they went out of business. You had like the Unwin's Victoria wines.
Yeah.
All of these seem to go, but you still have Majestic today. Majestic have kind of covered that.
Did they not get bought by Virgin Wines or something?
I think there was something there with Majestic. Well, did they buy Naked Wines or there was something? I think
Naked Wines, maybe that's
something
it. Yeah.
or another.
Yeah.
There was a merger or whatnot.
Yeah.
We used to have Unwins. Used to have every little town and not village, but town and cities would have one of those.
Would have one, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas today it's a lot harder. But don't forget you've got the internet. So
well, also now you've also got the advent of big supermarkets. I mean, people talk about
that is true. Mike.
You know, Labour now, for example, are banging on about the high street's not what it was. You know, there's not enough business being generated. There's not enough shops. You know, it's all charity shops, and it's you know,
vape shops, yes, and cafes,
and dodgy Turkish barbers. But there's a reason for that. It's because they allowed all these supermarkets to open. Massive supermarkets.
But look at the wine
where you could go and park.
But it's true.
For free.
But when you're younger, you go into the supermarket. There may be a Gordon's gin, and there would be 3 or 5 wines, La Piador and whatnot. But today you've got the whole blooming aisle. You've got Australia, Germany, every country around the world, and then gins. You've probably got about 40 craft gins to choose from. It's like, wait a minute. You're doing what Unwins and Victoria wines and all these.
So they put them all out of business and they undercut them.
It is true, and they sell clothes and they sell pet foods and whatnot, and it's like goodness, it's true. But it's progress. Is it progress? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's progress. Then you've got Amazon.
There's something nice about going to small little places like I love Borough Market, as you know.
Borough Market's lovely.
It's not cheap. But
it could be
really
busy,
nice. But it's nice to go to like the butchers and then go and buy some vegetables and then go to the cheese place.
And I think they've got a wine place there. I'm not sure who they are, but I'm sure
they've got Borough Wines.
Borough Wines, yeah.
Which is quite good. Yeah, but there's something nice about going to an individual sort of shop to buy individual things.
And you can ask about the food. Where's it come from? Where's it come from? They'll tell you. I don't know. Supermarkets used to be good, but when you go there, you just see colours. It's like going into a library and you're picking a book purely based on the cover. Yeah. Not the story inside. So I think that's what a supermarket is. It's, you know, it has its place, but I'm tired of supermarkets. Yeah. I mean, wines, it's good that they give a good exposure for wines. All of these people are hard-working people trying to make a living, you know, from making wine. But I do miss the days of the Unwins and the odd bins.
Exactly.
I like those.
I do too. Well, listen, I mean, we've been going for a while. I guess we better call a halt to it. Otherwise, you know, we could be here all day. Which won't play well for you. You never get home. Anyway, listen, Anna, good to see you. Thank you very much for popping in. Chris, as ever, great to see you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be putting out the list. Normally what we do, I think, is we put it on the, as you're watching this, actually, I should say, we'll put the wines actually on the on
I'll
the YouTube,
speak with Charlotte and we'll get YouTube all out for everybody.
Description, so that you can see. But lovely red wines, really good. All of them were great. And as I say, we'll be back Saturday night next week, 7 o'clock. I don't know what we're doing next week. Do you know yet, or is it too early to say?
Not yet. I'm going to find out what your audience wants, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so if you want anything in particular that we haven't done, you can do that if you like. This has been Plonk of the Week. We'll see you soon.